In this video, we analyze how change management is currently embedded in SAP Activate and where gaps still remain. Primarily, SAP Activate is a project methodology for the implementation of SAP solutions, but it also contains elements of change management. We will take a look at the phases where these activities take place and which tools are available. Finally, we will highlight the limitations and challenges of change management in SAP Activate. In our first video, we already took a closer look at the 6 phases of SAP Activate. In each of these phases, there are elements that can be assigned to change management. The Discover phase is about identifying the biggest challenges and developing an initial change strategy. The Prepare phase forms the organizational foundation. A project team is set up, a communication plan is developed, and the most important stakeholders are identified. In the Explore phase, employees are involved early, for example through Fit to Standard workshops. The first implementation of the communication plan also begins here. Realize stands for implementation and testing, accompanied by the development of training materials and a detailed change impact analysis to make concrete changes visible. The Deploy phase focuses on training. Employees are enabled to work confidently with the new solution. Finally, the Run phase is about continuous improvement. Change monitoring measures how well the new ways of working are actually adopted. Many of these activities belong to change management, but in practice they often remain superficial or optional. How they can be used in a more targeted and strategic way will be the focus of the next part. After we have seen when change management takes place during the project, we now look at the 6 content areas distinguished by SAP Activate, the so-called 6-step plan. It starts with change strategy. Here, the strategic foundation is laid with a change readiness check, a change assessment, and the OCM plan, structuring the project early on. Next comes change leadership, because without active leadership, no transformation can succeed. Managers are deliberately involved through stakeholder analyses and by building a change network. For leadership to meet acceptance, clear communication is needed. And this is where change communication comes in. Already in the Prepare phase, a communication plan is developed and continuously adapted during the project to make change understandable. Communication alone is not enough. Change must be tangible. In change realization, adjustments become visible in everyday work through impact analyses and organizational adaptations. For this transformation to succeed, change enablement is essential. With training strategies, needs assessments, and tools such as SAP Enable Now, employees are prepared for the new system. Finally, there is change effectiveness. Here, pulse surveys, lessons learned, and acceptance analyses are used to measure how sustainably change is anchored. Together, these 6 stages form a structured and sustainable change management approach, with a clear focus on the people in the project. In practice, however, it often becomes apparent that change management is considered too late, too weakly, or not at all. The reasons for this insufficient consideration are, on the one hand, that change activities in SAP Activate are not mandatory. On the other hand, responsibility for these activities and tasks is not clearly defined. In addition, the focus is often placed on technology rather than on the people who are actually responsible for making change successful. This leads to lower acceptance of change within the organization and can trigger resistance among end users. Moreover, poor implementation of change management will result in higher training and support efforts after go-live. This concludes the video. In this video, we have learned that SAP Activate considers change management methods, but there is still much room for improvement.